okay, so I've been with you guys for about 5 years, I think. And initially, we weren't happy with our last SEO company. And so I knew all the things that I was kind of looking for in an SEO company. And I had some specific things I wanted to make sure, would be covered by somebody that we were going to replace our current company with back then. And so I typed up a list of all the requirements, like an RFA or whatever. And I started looking for companies online, and I sent that out to several companies. And I think I found you guys maybe through just a web search or something like that. And I sent this list out, and you were one of several companies that responded back, answering all the information on it. And I remember Tom had actually sent me back a video with that to say, hey, I just looked at your website and I noticed these things. And, I was impressed with the presentation. And I narrowed down the list of half a dozen companies that responded that I'd sent this to maybe 3. And you guys were one of them. And then I started to talk to each of those companies, and I just felt like you guys really had your hands wrapped around everything that I wanted to see done. Because I've been doing SEO, pay-per-click stuff for over 20 years now, and but with the responsibilities I have here at our firm, I can't do it anymore. And so I knew I needed somebody that understood it. And since I understood it, I could talk the language and kind of avoid the market speak that I know takes place with, when you're getting a sales job. And so, I was just really impressed with the presentation. So we signed up to use you guys, and we've been with you for like about 5 years now, I think. The initial problem was just like the prior company, we weren't getting everything out of them that we needed to. We weren't getting good rankings. We weren't getting good reporting. It was just not what we needed. And so I wanted to make sure you guys really understood SEO and could do a good job for us. And initially we thought, well, we'll try it for a year and see what happens. And you guys said, well, expect this at about maybe 6 months. And so we were all kind of holding our breath, hoping that things would happen. And around 6 months, some things started to really break loose. And then, we've just kept going and going. And, we've held good rankings and done well everywhere that, we've tried to ask you guys to look at and beef up in some way. So we've been really happy with, how things have gone. I guess my favorite part of, is just working with you guys. We go through back and forth on a lot of emails, and you guys are always really responsive. And I've really appreciated that I know if I send in an idea, you guys are going to seriously consider it, and you'll get back to me, pretty quick. You're on top of things. I know you've got a team of really good quality professionals there that are, trying their best to do a good job for us. And I just really appreciate the communication. That's been a big, big plus, and allowed me to, at times when something doesn't go right, maybe Google tosses out a new algorithm, or we don't appear, hey, why aren't we, I get, feedback from the boss or others, like, hey, I noticed we aren't ranked for this. And I'm like, oh, well, let me check into that and see what happened. And, you guys are always good to, if we point something out that maybe fell through the cracks somewhere, you guys are all over it. And so I think the best thing has been the communication, and staying on top of things.
So would you recommend ApricotLaw to others? And if so, why?
Absolutely. I think you guys do a great job. We've been through a lot of other companies, and you guys work with what we're doing, unlike some other companies that demand they host you on their platform, or the content produced belongs to them. I think that's insane. And so I love that you know, we have our own stuff. It's ours. What you guys produce for us is ours. You know, and all the work that happens is on our own website, and you guys work with that, and love that. And just everything that has happened over the last few years with you guys has been really a positive experience. Even when something negative happens, you guys have never been negative. You know, and all the communication I've ever had with you guys, it's always been upbeat and positive. You know, okay, let's get this done, and then you do it. So I totally recommend your services for anybody.